I'm John, and I'm a historian who's worked for the best part of 10 years now on James II, who I believe you're related to.
Through both my parents.
Wow.
Both sides.
That's an incredible lineage. And, well, there's some good news and some bad news. The bad news, of course, is that James II has not a good reputation as king.
No.
But the good news is his time as Duke of York, his time as the right-hand man to his brother, King Charles, and somebody more importantly who helped to save London during the Great Fire.
So what did James do in relation to the fire then?
When there's a crisis, he's very quick to react to it.
Right.
Within 24 hours of the outbreak of the fire, he's been given power over the city to control it, to bring troops in, and to make provision for the actual combating of the fire to contain the blaze.
Right.
And I brought up for you today to have a look at a copy of James's own memoirs. So James begins for the year 1666, but there remained yet a terrible accident to make this year remarkable, which was the fire which happened in London. And this happened in a time of war against Holland and against France. Then James tells us in the third person what he did. The Duke had no little share of toil and danger in exposing himself day and night to stop the rage of the fire. So James is in the thick of the action, directing men from his own Lord Admiral's regiment to clear the ground and to stop the fire increasing in strength and ferocity. I think it's worth remembering about James. He makes a difference in a second way. Not only does he try to stop the fire, but he also tries to stop a lot of the people from abroad, foreign immigrants into London, being targeted by the vengeful mobs. A Dutch baker, for instance, has his life saved by James because the mob thinks that he started the fire. James does pretty well restoring public order. I've got one little parting gift, which is an image of James resplendent. He chose to be shown as a soldier. So there he is in his exile in France, but he's still the warlord, the monarch, the warrior.
A flawed character.
A very flawed character, but a fascinating one, and a great fella to have as an ancestor.